UFOs have sparked debate for decades, often dismissed as hoaxes or tricks of the light. But what happens when the footage is so clear? Even skeptics are left speechless. From glowing orbs to bizarre crafts seen around the world, here are 60 clearest UFO sightings that even skeptics can't disprove. We begin in a quiet rural region, somewhere remote, where strange things tend to go unnoticed. And that's not grass you're seeing. We're looking at a sugar crop field, but what's hovering above it isn't farm equipment. That orb, it's eerily still, like it's watching. Maybe the aliens piloting it have a sweet tooth, or worse, maybe they figured out that if they take out our sugar supply, they can bring us to our knees. Is it a drone, a weather balloon, or perhaps Superman? All we're saying is that this thing looks equally alien. Can you make out 4 different hovering lights too? Thank goodness it didn't approach the plane, or worse, attack it, considering its privacy was being violated by a tourist's camera. This sighting took place in August of last year, captured by none other than a commercial airline pilot. So trust us when we say, this one's legit. According to the pilot, glowing orbs of light kept appearing throughout the night as the aircraft crossed the Atlantic Ocean. If it were us up there in that cockpit, we'd definitely be freaking out. This certainly looks like the same orb from our earlier clip. Is it scanning traffic patterns now? And why does it keep showing up over these busy roads? Either way, the female car passenger doesn't seem too bothered. She casually calls home to confirm dinner, like glowing aerial anomalies are just part of the commute. From Mexico to Brazil, this time in a place called Maga. The only thing clearer than the scenery is the faint tune playing on this guy's radio. But let's be honest, the strange craft ahead steals the show. Hovering, silent, unexplainable. Do you see what we're seeing? This is how you know a UFO clip isn't computer generated. The person filming can't keep their hands steady. At this point, we're half joking that maybe the aliens are tuning into a telenovela on whatever TV frequency they can hijack, or maybe they're watching us instead. Finally, a UFO sighting from somewhere different. This one feels about as Irish as it gets, minus the pub crawl. Did Did you catch the moment it vanished into thin air? If aliens have truly mastered invisibility tech, let's face it, humans aren't even close to ready for whatever's coming. Indeed, we're not alone, though this orb seems to be the only thing lighting up the sky. And when we say lighting up, we mean it's blindingly bright. Let's zoom in a little, shall we? It's clearly not a plane. Those don't glow like miniature suns. It's not a cloud either, and it's definitely not the moon. But just as we're trying to make sense of it, it vanishes. No flash, no warning, just gone. Twin UFOs at an air show. Of all places to visit, either these aliens want to show off their superior flying skills or... Perhaps they're checking out the competition so they can strike us where it hurts. This one's different. It's not an orb, and it's definitely not a disc. What we're looking at appears to be a completely new kind of craft, something that changes shape mid-flight. No clear explanation, just another mystery added to the list. If the last UFO raised questions, this one takes things even further.
Esto es un globo. Ahora voy a enfocar el Loki.
¿Ustedes lo ven? Ay, mira. Yo como no veo nada de Diana.
What we're seeing here is a shape-shifting craft, changing form right before our eyes. Whatever the technology is, it's far beyond anything we understand. The real question is, why the need to change shape at all? By now it's becoming clear, they're everywhere. Even in the icy stillness of Canada, they move quietly among us. Watch how they fly in perfect formation, almost like a coordinated Air Force unit. At this point, it's hard not to feel a chill. Things take a darker turn with this one. The shape is bizarre, almost insect-like, and unsettling to watch as it looms overhead. Some say it's just a parade balloon or a prank, but the way it moves, it doesn't feel like a joke, not at all. Now it's clear, these visitors aren't just passing through. This footage comes from deep within the Amazon rainforest in Colombia. Whatever this craft is, it's hovering with purpose. It seems even the Amazon is under quiet observation. Just when we thought we'd seen every kind of UFO, this one defies expectations. What we're looking at is a strange, reflective object, almost like a polished floating rock. The footage comes from Hungary, deep in Eastern Europe. Its jagged shape and shimmering surface make it hard to classify. Natural formation? Advanced craft? Either way, it doesn't belong up there.
The Chilean mountains have long been rumored to be a hotspot for UFO activity, or perhaps something more human. Some believe secret government projects are buried deep within this remote terrain.
At this point, it's hard to ignore the pattern. Governments around the world likely know more than they're saying. These aren't just fringe theories anymore. They're starting to feel like carefully managed secrets. Count with us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 distinct objects in the sky. It's a remarkable catch for the beachgoer who filmed it. Multiple crafts, clear skies, no obvious explanation. Moments like this make you wonder just how often we're being watched without even knowing it. Here's another sighting from a rural part of Ireland. And no, this isn't some trick of the eye or late-night illusion. At first it looks like help arrives, military jets closing in to intercept the unknown object. But what happens next is shocking. The pilots are taken out mid-air, effortlessly. If this is what we're up against, do we even stand a chance? We can't say for certain, but this appears to be the hangar of a small airport. Metadata places it somewhere in New Jersey. At this point, you have to wonder, what is it about aircraft, airfields, and everything related to flight that seems to draw these objects in? Coincidence or something more deliberate? Set aside the fact that we're in California wine country, this footage stands on its own, no wine tasting influence needed. To make things clearer, the camera zooms in, and what it captures is anything but ordinary. The craft moves with incredible speed, and that seems to be the pattern. Every serious UFO sighting shares one trait: they don't stick around for long. We catch only a brief glimpse before it vanishes behind the trees, just long enough to raise questions. Triangular-shaped UFOs aren't something you see often. If they're out there, they're keeping a low profile.
This one comes from the California area, Los Angeles to be exact, another piece of a growing puzzle. At last, we're looking at what appears to be the classic mothership. Massive, ominous, hovering with intent. And like in every invasion story, one thought crosses the mind. If this really is the mothership, is that our only chance to stop whatever's coming? Here's another sighting out of Eastern Europe, this time from Batumi, Georgia. The craft's movements suggest technology far beyond our own. Elsewhere in the region, one can only imagine how different things might look if this kind of aerial power ever entered the equation. These witnesses say they caught it on camera, but couldn't see it with their own eyes. That's right, visible on screen, invisible in real life. It raises the question, are some UFOs using some form of cloaking tech? Just something to think about. And maybe, keep your phone ready. You never know what might show up. Next, we head to Southern Europe, home to rich culture. And now, another strange sighting. This craft appears to be in full turbo mode, possibly beaming something up. Whatever it's doing, the speed and precision are hard to ignore. Peaceful visit or quiet reconnaissance, we're left guessing. Skeptics filled the comments section on this one, but the footage speaks for itself. Right before our eyes, the object appears to teleport, vanishing from one spot and reappearing in another. If that's not worth a second look, what is? These remote Irish mountains seem like the perfect place to hide something, and we wouldn't be surprised if secret government labs were buried deep within. Just look at what's captured here. Whatever this is, it's another reminder. UFOs aren't going away. In fact, they might be getting closer. We're not entirely sure what to make of this one. The footage is dark, and the details are hard to verify. According to the witnesses, the object began as an orb before shifting into a liquid-like form and finally becoming a cylinder. Whether it's genuine or not, the transformation they describe is unlike anything conventional. Ever notice how alien depictions often stray far from what we'd call beautiful? Maybe their evolution followed a different path altogether. Even this craft, strange in shape and design, seems to reflect a very alien aesthetic. Whatever their priorities are, one thing's clear: they don't build for style, they build for something else entirely. At first glance, this one's hard to take seriously. It really does look like a shopping bag caught in the wind. Still, we have to call it like it is: unidentified, airborne, and strange enough to make the list. Sometimes the line between debris and the unexplained gets surprisingly thin.
Based on what we can gather, even the people filming this aren't sure what they're seeing, drone or something else entirely. Captured over Bogota, Colombia, the object remains unexplained, and honestly, we're just as puzzled as they are. This might be a first for our list, a UFO sighting coming out of the Middle East. Some speculate it could be an oil prospecting balloon, but there's something about its movement that raises questions. Whatever it is, it's unusual enough to deserve a closer look. This footage was captured in downtown California. At first glance, it almost looks like a Hollywood spotlight in the sky. But it shines with an intensity that's hard to explain, especially in broad daylight. Whatever it is, it doesn't quite fit the usual script. News networks in New Jersey covered these orbs back in 2001, and the footage quickly went viral. They hovered calmly, almost peacefully, but appearances can be deceiving. The sighting caused such a stir, it even brought traffic to a standstill. Whatever these were, they didn't go unnoticed. This sighting comes from Brazil, recorded on what appears to be a particularly strange night in 2021. The figure in the footage defies easy explanation. Alien? Apparition? It's hard to say, but it definitely leaves a mark. Back in 1996, NASA's space shuttle program was still active, but what's captured in this footage goes far beyond anything human-made. An entire formation, an armada of unidentified objects. If they had the numbers and the tech, why didn't they make a move? That's the question. What exactly are we looking at here?
The shape, the movement, it doesn't match any known aircraft or weather phenomenon. Once again, we're left with more questions than answers. If anyone has an explanation, we're listening. This one was filmed in Sao Paulo, Brazil, late at night, when shadows can play tricks on the eyes. But whatever appeared in the sky clearly startled the person filming, and the biker? He didn't wait around to find out. He took off fast. As expected, the comments are filled with skeptics, but after reviewing the footage, we think there's more to this than meets the eye. We're not here to convince, just to highlight what's out there, and this one deserves a second look. She's right, this is one sighting too many to ignore. And that burst of light, it looks like a propulsion system in action. So much for the idea that UFOs only float silently. Some of them pack serious thrust. It's dark, but the chime gives it away. We're on board a commercial flight, and the pilot's about to speak. Outside the window, a small glowing light hovers in the distance. It's faint, but unmistakably there. Not much to go on, but sometimes that's all it takes to raise suspicion. It's not every day someone captures something like this on camera, so take a good look. Clear skies, broad daylight, and an object that defies explanation. For the skeptics out there, this might be the one that changes your mind. This strange sight was captured just 2 months ago over Florida, a glowing object shimmering like a disco ball in the sky. It reflected light in every direction, hovering with an eerie stillness. Whatever it was, it didn't belong up there. Brazil is quickly becoming a hotspot on our sightings list. This one unfolds not far from the iconic hilltop statue, probably just coincidence, or maybe there's more to it than we realize. Sticking with the theme of spiritual ties, this next one comes from Maryland. More specifically, Baltimore. The footage speaks for itself, but with a location like this, It makes you wonder if there's more than just coincidence at play. Colombia has its share of global attention, and lately, a surprising number of UFO sightings as well. This footage adds to the growing list. Whatever's happening in those skies, it's hard to ignore. Anyone with a telescope tends to notice what others miss, and this time was no different. A quick, dark streak cuts across the sky. It's easy to overlook, but for those paying attention, it raises more questions than answers. This sighting from South Korea might just remind you of something out of Star Wars. A glowing, horseshoe-shaped craft drifts silently through the sky. Wonders never cease, especially when they show up in unexpected places like this. Alright, we'll admit it, this one's a bit questionable. Something feels off. The motion is jittery, the frame rate uneven. Still, every piece of footage tells part of the story, even if it raises more doubt than answers. This clip captures pure panic, and it's hard to tell what's more startling, the strange object overhead or the genuine fear on the ground. Whatever they saw, it was enough to trigger a strong reaction, and sometimes that raw emotion tells us more than the footage itself. From what we've seen, UFO sightings have definitely spiked in just the past few months. The person who filmed this claims the craft hovered, then made sudden, erratic moves. There's no way to verify it, but the footage does make you wonder. This Reddit poster wasn't entirely sure what they captured. Some in the comments think it might be a spent SpaceX rocket booster, others aren't so convinced. So what's your take? All we'll say is this: those who know, know. This night vision footage has all the hallmarks of something classified. Some believe it's a reverse-engineered craft, possibly not of this world. You be the judge. Up next, we head to Delaware, just across the river. The person filming is asking the universe what this could be, but deep down, it feels like they already know. This time, we're heading down under, Perth, Australia, to be exact. Captured just 2 months ago, this sighting adds to a growing list. Could all these recent appearances be pointing to something bigger on the horizon? Now let's spice things up with a sighting from the British Isles. What we're seeing here looks like a free-falling UFO, part shooting star, part meteor, but definitely not your average object in the sky. Yet another sighting from May 2025 is up next. Pardon the language, but this craft appears to be packing some serious jet propulsion. Whatever it is, it's not moving like anything we know. Here's one that's fairly recent. What started as a simple dog walk along the beach quickly turned into an interstellar adventure. Without uploads from UFO enthusiasts like this, we'd never be able to document so many sightings, so kudos. This one was filmed fairly recently too, adding to the growing collection of unexplained aerial encounters. Finally, we wrap things up with a sighting in Mexico, bringing us full circle to where this entire list began. And surprisingly, it's also a fairly recent one. So whatever you do, stay alert, folks. These sightings might not be random. Something big could be unfolding right above our heads.